Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and this is part 3, trying to help somebody doing some plasma cutting, and they want this item into this flag and fireman, but it just isn't going to work like this because some of your weld options are gone, and it just, if you did get it to work, this piece of the metals are gone. If you remember from the other video, if we did this in black, so that is gone between the lines. So what we can do, and I think this will work, if we take this graphic and ungroup it, and just grab this item and move it out of the way, and we're going to contour this guy. Hope it'll still fit. Go to Effects and Contour. We need to contour 0.3 outward. See, that worked pretty good. And then go up to Object, break contour apart, and then grab this contour. And I'm going to move it down because we've still got some of the parts in there that we don't need. And I'm going to try to go up here and break the curve apart and get rid of those little bitty lines. So now we just have a solid line. And I'm going to move it up and over. Well, I don't know why that didn't. Well, you know what? I just never had it in there. So we're going to take this and put it into our graphic. Now it's too big for our flag because of the contour, so I'm going to reduce it a little bit and get it to fit into our lines. Now, if we cut this out, like anything, the inside parts are going to disappear. So we're going to grab our contour. See if I can't grab it. Well, let's grab the flag and then move this over. And then group this together, Control G, and move it over. And then move our flag back down, and all I'm doing is nudging with the arrows. And that way it's always in the exact same spot. And now let's take our contour and move it over. So now what we need to do is just forget about the bars of the flag, because we need this to be solid. So what we can do, and I'm hoping this will work, is just take away the cut lines on everything that's inside this graphic. Now the bad thing is that this is going to fall out because once you cut these lines, so we need to build some bridges or something so it won't cut out. And we can do a couple of things first. This is air, okay? But we still need it, is what I'm thinking, to get the graphic. Because if we cut that out and that all becomes air, let's nudge that back. You can kind of see that all these will be cut out, but we need this piece of metal to stay. So there's really nothing up top. And if we think about this is metal, so let's grab the shape tool or and cut that out. So that way this is all metal. Let's cut out all these tops. And then let's go down here to the bottom, and we're gonna probably have to do it all the way around. And I really don't know exactly what I'm doing yet, but I think it's gonna work. But we need to get, some of this metal part. Now let's look at what's going to be metal. So let's take the Smart Fill tool. So all that's going to be metal, but we have some cut lines here. So what we're going to have to do, let me think about this, because if we cut that out, that's going to fall out and this will stay. I think it's going to work just like I'm thinking. So now all that's going to cut out, but this is going to be metal. So if we back up here, and this is all grouped together, and I'm going to go ahead and make it red and make sure it's a hairline, and I'm going to nudge it over. Now if we take the Smart Fill tool and fill this in, it's having to do it, and then we could take away all, well, we can see the lines. The Matthew is going to be a little bit hard. You're going to have to, that little bitty piece is going to be cut out. And that really should work. I'm really going to have to think about this. Because this is going to stay, but this is going to cut. We might have to go in here and cut this. Yes, we're going to have to cut every other line. And that ain't going to work there because that just makes it a line. Nope, we can't do that. So I cut that one. That one's missing. Maybe I'll cut this one and cut this one. There we go. Nope, we got a line right there. Let me back up here. See, there's a little confusing. We've got to have that. And if we cut that line, so we're really good on the other side. It might work just like this. Because these pieces are going to cut out, but this main piece is going to stay because the metal is going to flow through up through here. So I think this is going to work. Even though this is going to cut out, and let's get the smart fill, that's going to fall and drop out. This is going to stay, but it's going to be cut. So that'll work, I'm pretty sure. So what I'm going to, and please don't take my word for it, please think about this. I'm going to take that, try to grab that contour. Let's nudge that out of the way. That's one thing neat about the nudge tool. You can nudge and then nudge back. Because we need to make this a red hairline so you know it'll cut. And then nudge that back. That, I believe, is going to work. But the one I'm doing this for, this is now 18 inches by 10. That's a lot of cutting in something that's only 10 inches wide. Some of these are little bitty cuts. You know, you might want to test that on a, you know, maybe a scrap piece of metal, you know, maybe crop this out and just cut out the face mask, because that's a lot of cutting. But it should work if we take the Smart Fill tool and fill that in. Everything black is going to stay, everything white is going to be gone. And I think the part of the axe is going to stay. Yeah, everything's going to stay. But I would maybe go through here, and I've actually seen the deal before. We're going to have to break it apart. Go up to Object, Group, and Ungroup. Get the Shape tool. And I would we might have to break the curve apart. Get the Shape tool, and I would go up to Object, Group, and wow. Let me see what's going on here. Oh, I'm grabbing the outside. Here we go. Now grab the Shape tool. So what might even be better is to take this. We ungrouped everything. Take our graphic and move it out of the way. There we go. And then you could work on it out here. And, you know, like this is going to be really small. Cutting. And look at the nodes. That's a lot of nodes for a small item. That's 5,800 nodes. So you might want to start off cleaning that up. We're going to put in 20% on the node. And maybe I didn't select them all. Type in 20. Well, there's so many nodes, it's not going to clean it up. You might have to go through your, see, that's a lot of node for a plasma cutter. Laser engraver wouldn't really change anything, but see, you could make this a little bit wider cut here. And so you have some, because when you cut through here twice, especially with all these nodes, they're going to burn away. Now, why they won't reduce in size, or why it won't, let me try this. Let me go to Object. Let me group them together and see what happens. Nope, it's got to be ungrouped. And you should be able to select all the, well, see the blue nodes, they're taking over. So let's try grabbing the nodes. We got 50, but we got 74 pass. Um, you know what we could do? Let's try this. And if you're bored with this, just stop watching, please. Let's take this, take our smart fill tool and fill that in. What we're going to do, we're going to get a reverse image. And then we're going to left click, right click. We got the exact same image. Go up to object, break curve apart, take a rectangle, get rid of it. And now let's see if we can't manipulate these nodes, but there we go. Now we can reduce this by 20%. And we got a lot less nodes. So you're gonna just have to do that. We might be able to do the whole graphic if you select it all, go up to the shape tool, but see the blues are taking over sometimes. Let's try 20. Yeah, it's just gonna do you're gonna have to do it individually because this is a lot of cutting and a lot of graphic. And see, we're gonna just type in 20 here and it might not work. Yeah, it doesn't work because we're grabbing all that. So in that case, you're gonna have to use the shape tool and hold down the Alt key to draw around this. And my mouse is kind of acting weird, slowing down. And now you've got all those nodes selected. Wow, my mouse doesn't like that, but so what you need to do is just do that, and we'll try to get that one, and then go to see it's highlighted out. But you could also do this manually, and you could reduce a lot of nodes just by deleting them. Or you could take the smoothing tool if you have X7 or above. That's way too big. Let's make it 0.5 inches. And click on your item till you see your nodes. Well, why isn't it letting me do that? And then just, yeah, it was doing it. And just smooth these out a little bit. Give it less nodes. Now let's look at the nodes with the shape tool. Look at the less nodes. That would probably cut out. Because we're looking at something pretty little. That's less than an inch tall. That's a lot of cutting for something. But maybe you know more about plasma cutting than I do on that. So once you get it all cleaned up, because you use the nudge factor, you nudge it up and over, and you should be good to go. And use the smart fill tool, fill in that, and you're going to get the same result. Then you don't have to do it, but the A is there. It's going to have to cut out. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit. Thank you for watching.